everyone, today I'm here to recommend you a few series that you will be able to binge read in a couple of days. I picked up the ones that are both addicting and easy to get into, so expect a lot of romances and urban fantasies. The first series that I'm going to recommend is Five Boroughs series by Santina Hassal. Santina Hassal is the author that I just discovered for myself, and I definitely enjoy his writing. I tried his other series, I'm not a big fan of them, but this one is a perfection in my opinion. Five Boroughs is set in New York and overall discusses a lot of gritty topics such as addiction, dysfunctional family relationships, cheating. It's a very addicting series, and even when I thought that I'm not going to be into a certain couple because I don't like a certain character, I was very wrong because I loved this character in the end. Most of the romances in this series are friends to lovers romances, which I'm not really all about, but I loved it anyway because it was written so well. And also it's pretty explicit, just so you know before you pick it up. The next series is the Paradox series by Rachel Bach. It was pretty popular in BookTube a couple of years ago, but now the hype died down a little, so you can pick it up without feeling pressured. It's a sci-fi series, but it's a light sci-fi series, so if you're looking for adventure-filled books set in space, it's the one for you. It also has a romance that is a little annoying to me, but other people loved it, so I'm not the judge here. It's about this woman who wants to be a part of an elite space crew but doesn't have enough experience, so she takes a job on another ship that has a reputation. It's told that if you'll be able to work on the ship for an amount of time, it will kickstart your career. So she takes this job, but then when she starts working with this crew, she realizes that they might be something she didn't expect to be, and that their mission is not the one she signed up for. I love Rachel Bach's writing style. I think she's perfect for binge reading because it's obvious that her books are written to entertain, and it's the first quality that you're looking for in a binge-worthy series. The next series is the Other series by Anne Bishop. It's a finished series at this point. Anne Bishop is going to write companion series for this universe because the world itself is extremely entertaining, it's really cool, and it's one of the main reasons why I love this book so much. It's set in a world where humans and supernatural creatures in this universe called Others are coexisting, but the others are actually stronger and have more power in this world. So in this case, humans have to assimilate to their rule, and it's something I've never seen in other urban fantasy before, because usually the supernatural creatures are hiding or coexisting with humans, but humans are more powerful, which is, if you think about it, is a little bit odd, because if these creatures have supernatural powers, how would a human overpower them? So this book is completely different in this regard. This book follows a girl named Meg who is a blood prophet. She has to cut herself to see visions, but she was in captivity for her whole adult life, and now she ran off and bumped into a courtyard. A courtyard is a restricted territory where only the others live. She's completely clueless about it, so when she sees a job offer glued to the door of a bookshop, she takes it and she applies to the job. And that's how her life turns around. It's very entertaining to see the life of the supernatural creatures through her eyes, and her story as well is very entertaining because she doesn't know a lot of things. She was living in captivity and she was fed certain ideas. So when she frees herself and runs off, it's a completely different experience for her. I'm in love with all the characters in these books. I think there are 6 books in total, and I adore the romance. It's a slow burn romance, which usually doesn't happen in urban fantasy as well. And I enjoy all the background characters. I found some of them so mysterious and so interesting. And as the story unfolds, you get more and more details into their lives. The series is an experience. It's something you will be able to be immersed into. I think the series needs a better fandom because the fandom is almost non-existent, but This book calls to fandom because there's so many things that are unknown still, and then there's so many secrets that you can write theories on. This has to be one of my favorite urban fantasies, period, so I highly recommend it, and Bishop is a genius. The next series is the Foxhole Core series, or All for the Game series by Nora Sakavic. I've done a review on this series and I definitely found it flawed but extremely addicting. It is dramatic, action-packed, and follows a sports team. So of course there's a lot of characters, a lot of backstory, a lot of relationships and development of these relationships. It follows a boy named Neil who was running away from his mobster father for a very long time, but when his mother dies, he decides to settle in a small town and do things that he actually enjoys. So he signs up for an Exit team, which is a fictional sport not unlike lacrosse. And he gets scouted by Palmetto University to join Palmetto Foxes. And Palmetto Foxes are famous, but for all the wrong reasons. They never win anything. But they are the hodgepodge of ex-criminals, orphans, kids with issues, basically. So he accepts the offer even though it's not particularly safe, because if he will appear on TV, his father might spot him. There's a lot of tense moments in this book and you're definitely on the edge of your seat every second of it. So that makes it a very fast read because you want to know what's going to happen next. And I seriously admire how Nora Sakavic developed relationships in these books, because at the start of the first book these kids are barely friends and in the end they are a real team. The next series is the Force Trilogy by Matt Stranderberg and Sarah B. Elfgreen. I was invested in this urban fantasy series and I couldn't stop reading. These are hefty books, but it has so many great characters and so many great concepts that I couldn't stop reading. It's set in Sweden and follows 6 girls that start developing magical powers after the suicide of their classmate. And it's actually everything that I wanted from a modern witch book, because those teenage girls are great. I love their struggles, I love their developments, I love their friendships. And at the start of the first novel they are not friends at all, they don't know each other, but then they start developing relationships and developing friendships. There's magic, there's adventure, there's diversity. I'm just so in love with the series, I can't even speak properly about it. I made a review of the series though, so if you're curious to hear my in-depth opinion, you can hear it in the separate video. This video is going to be a disaster because the clouds are constantly changing. The last series that I want to mention is the Captive Prince series by C.S. Faycat. I only have the 3rd book because I read it first as ebooks. I love this series personally. I know a lot of people that have issues with them. I'm not saying that it's perfect because no book is perfect and it has a few problematic tropes, but I still love it because C.S. Faycat managed to write a development of a relationship that you would not even consider. The world building is based on ancient Rome and Greece, so expect a lot of violence and sexual harassment and rape and slavery, because Romans and Greeks and ancient people in general were a little fucked up like that. It follows a prince of Achilles named Damon who gets captured by his half-brother Castor and sent to the Prince Laurent, who's a prince of their enemy nation, as a present. He is stripped of his identity and title and sold like a slave. I also wouldn't judge the whole series on the first book because other books offer more world building and character development and more politics. They pull you in and they explain a lot of things. That's all the series that I wanted to mention in this video. In the comments down below you can recommend me series that you think are easy to binge read as well, because I'm always looking for a binge-worthy series. Thank you for watching this video. I hope to see you soon in my next one. Bye!